I'm in danger of losing a few friends here because a lot of people swear that they can taste the particular earth in a particular wine. I personally don't think it's possible for a taste of soil to be taken up from the roots in a vine, then taken up through the vascular system in the vine, and then to be deposited somehow in a grape, only then to be converted into a finished wine and still to retain a particular soil taste. I honestly think that's a little bit far-fetched, but you can identify in wine distinct characters that are, if you like, the secondary results from a particular soil type. And let me give you an example of this. We're finding these days that around the world, a lot of people are very interested in wine from quite rocky and quite sort of stony vineyards that are quite exposed. And we see that in Germany, southern France, in Australia now. We're looking for more of these sites. And we have a lot of these sites because we don't have a lot of soil in Australia. We've got a lot of rock underneath. And in these wines, people are looking for a more savoury and perhaps more mineral taste. And a recent theory why this taste occurs from these soils really captured my imagination, and that is, because I think it's a good one, I think that grapes, when they're grown in rocky or heavily mineral soils, are indeed perhaps deficient in some of the nutrients that yeast need in the fermentation process. So what happens then is if you're picking grapes and making wine from this kind of fruit, if the yeast is a little bit deficient in the fermentation, then it is more likely to produce, as a real natural consequence of this, wine that has more reduced sulphur, sort of rotten egg, pungent, mineral, bath salty character. That's just a natural consequence of the juice itself being deficient in this kind of nutrient. So when you actually end up tasting the finished wine, you go, wow, here's a wine here. It smells and tastes of mineral. Gosh, because it's come from a mineral soil. Well, yeah, there's a connection there, but as I say, it's more likely to be a secondary type of connection rather than a primary one. So next time you're thinking you're tasting a wine that's got some really earthy, soil-derived character, don't so much think of, oh yeah, that's a reflection of that particular piece of dirt in which the wine was grown. Think perhaps more of, oh yeah, well, what caused that? How could that have occurred along the quite complex process that is indeed fermentation, maturation to create a finished wine? It's often the answer isn't quite as obvious as it first may appear.